Okay, joining us this afternoon is Aleksandar Titovets, who is calling us from El Paso to speak about his 3 Texas Masters pieces, which I'm going to give you a quick preview. And then I'm going to turn the stage over to Aleksandar, or Sasha, as those that know him call him. So, Sasha, welcome. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you, Elizabeth. It's my big pleasure to be in your show, first of all. Secondly, it's my always biggest pleasure to be in your gallery. It's the one of the best gallery in Texas without any exaggeration, if it's with little bit only, but you deserve that. And I like this idea to do annual shows, especially artists who live in Texas. And inviting me to the show, it's my big privilege. If you want to talk about all this painting, let's start from first one. This is a painting done in the some remote area in Colorado. Place, if I remember, named St. Elm. It's an absolutely abandoned place, and you need to drive through a big, huge pass. And after you end up in this, I don't know, I think it was the miners' village, and right now it's abandoned. But the magic is because I like it whole layers of the culture. Like this place, it's not new built buildings, it's old buildings, and sometime here was the life. Right now it's nothing, and I try to, let's say, bring the life because I can. And see, I made it kind of lights inside of these buildings, which completely right now empty, nobody live in this. It means from this abandoned village, I try to make some illusion like this life still exists inside of that. And it's painted very impasto. It's a couple layers of the paint because first version was, I was not satisfied, and some portion of the painting was repainted, and this is the last version of that. If you see what Elizabeth doing close up, see how impasto, how many layers, and how heavy paint on the top of the surface. Because I can tell you one of the interesting things for people who are first time in our business, and I can tell you, if you see very direct strokes on the paint on the top of the canvas, it means the artist know what he is doing. If you see it's kind of a very strange layer of the paint, and you feel like even artists don't know what the hell he doing. But here, as you see, it's very direct strokes.
Yes, the layering of your paint is always such a nice aspect of
Thank you,
your
Elizabeth.
paintings.
Thank you, Elizabeth. Yes.
And then here's the cabin that has the lights on, which is such a nice juxtaposition to the cold evening. The warmth of and invitingness of that cabin is really lovely.
Yes, because it's what I want to just repeat a little bit. Yes, because this is what I want to. Because if you, for example, could you imagine? I can paint this. It's like beautiful time of day, like sunset, and see this abandoned building. What kind of emotion can bring to you? Only kind of feeling like emptiness. But when you made even a couple strokes of a light, and everything became alive. This is a kind of, I want to say, artists can do the magic. Even don't know that stuff, but you can bring in some life inside of that.
It's really, really nice. So this piece is a 20 by 24 titled Off the Bitten Pass. Next up, I'm going to come over here to a piece called A Different Kind of Silence. And this is a 24-20 that again has your really
yes, it's
nice
impasted direct strokes. Yes, you can see that.
You can see that. So tell us about this piece, Sasha.
Yes, this is to the people who live in Texas, know one of the place to escape from the heat of the Texas. You can drive to the New Mexico, to the Sacramento Mountain area between Ruidoso, somebody who gambler can drive to that. I know a lot of Texians have a second house in Ruidoso, but we have our in another studio. We have even above the Ruidoso a place called the Cloudcroft, and we love to hike. We love to walk to that places. And I can tell you what I figure out lately. I painted a lot of painting with mountains because I think when you in mountain you're close to the god. I think you don't need to dial even area code. You can dial him just straight number. This is one of the painting which I try to do to show in again the quietness and of the nature, because we living in the cities with everything just sounds, a lot of people walking, talking, a lot of calls. In this area, you even couldn't, people couldn't reach you here because sometimes phone doesn't work here, and it's a big pleasure to do without bothering you someone. And this is again the painting. I don't know what else to say. Time of the sunset, which is my the best time in the day, because we living during the daylight, and for us it's like a common colors. And the short in the evening or earlier sunset, there is in the time of sunset you go from the darkness to the light, and the time of the sun opposite. I'm sorry, it's my English. It's time of the sunrise. You go from the darkness to the light, and time of the sunset from the light to the darkness. It's the magic time in the short time, but everything became different. Even daytime trees at evening will be absolutely different. And this moment I try to capture. How it's happened, I don't know, but sometime we'll like it, that stuff. What else to tell, Elizabeth? I don't know. I need to be. Do you know what? At this time, when everything go for the Zoom, everyone need to be writers.
No, you're good. This is great. It just gives some information about the piece, and then we're going to move on to the next piece called "Greeting the Evening," which is 24 by 20. And let me zoom in here so that we can get again your brushwork.
Yeah, this is. I try to paint direct. I try to put it's very expensive technique because it's a lot of paint on top of the surface.
All the layers of paint. Yeah, it does. It uses up a whole lot more paint.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not the economical technique, I can tell you. Do you know what to paint this painting? I just I want to say living many years, but I don't know some English words. But here, to me, it was, I discovered a new word. It's called the rivulet. It's very Frenchy, rivulet. Small creek, kind of like that. I like it. This is area again. See, again, I talking about mountains previously. Then you stay in the mountain, you're close to the God, I want to say, like that. This is the area, if somebody familiar with central, a little bit, let's say northern New Mexico, it's a Taos ski resort. When you go from the Taos up to Taos ski resort, you're always driving along this creek. And this is again when first time we discovered that in 1992, and after we're driving, then kids was small ones, we always drive to see that snow, because Russian kids need to have some portion of the snow in the blood, and we try to keep them in the snow in Taos. Actually, very nice resort. See, nobody pay me for that commercial, okay? Actually, they should. This is very lovely. Again, it's as I already mentioned in the previous painting. This is a time of the magical time sunset. Everything changing. And I like it that time. It's my dream, because you use your fantasy. You see the tree which was absolutely green and absolutely have a kind of warm colors. At the evening, it became almost sometimes blue. Light on the sky became magical. You feel like, oh my gosh, you saw the sky, and each time in at the evening you see new and new sky. And after water, just do you know what I realized? I lately like to paint water, and this is what one of my touch to the water. Next time, do you know, I bring you, Elizabeth, something for your gallery, something with water, because lately I start to like it.
You've painted the water beautifully. I think that you've got quite the knack for it. This creek is just, this little stream going through the snow is just so beautiful. And again, that late afternoon, as the sun is setting, you've captured that in the clouds, and it's such a peaceful time.
Yes.
Anywhere in the snow and in New Mexico at that Taos area, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so peaceful and lovely. This scene is such a peaceful scene to me.
Yes, this is what it's a good point what you said right now about the peaceful scenery. Absolutely, because I think the art, it's a shelter to the human soul, and meaning you escaping from the kind of harshness of reality.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think so. You need to do the painting with some kind of let's put like that. You don't need to paint a reality of life, which is pretty harsh. You need to give the people shelter to escape inside of your painting, quietness, almost not moving, like a light, like a whole movement stop, and you feel this silence. It's a fantastic feeling. My gosh! After that,
it's a beautiful way to describe it.
After this conversation, I feel I need to go to learn a little bit English, because it's like it's different thing to me to speak, and I don't know that's too much language.
You're describing it beautifully, Sasha. That's exactly how I would describe it. Your English is great and definitely gets across the emotion, and your painting speaks volumes on its own and doesn't need another language. You don't have to translate with the painting. That's the nice thing. Art is universal.
This is you encourage my laziness to learn the English. Thank you.
Well, Sasha, all three of these pieces are here and available in the gallery. We also have other works from Aleksandar Titovets that are not part of the show, but we have lots of beautiful pieces from him. Additional information on these pieces can be found on our website, or you can give us a call. And Sasha, thank you so much for joining us today. And Elizabeth, we'll look forward to talking to you soon.
Yes, actually tonight. Yes.
Sounds good. Hopefully we'll be calling to tell you these are sold.
Yeah, it will. It's always like you need to find only the right person. You need to find only 3 right persons, or maybe 1 who have plenty of walls like that.
Well, we'll find the right person for these paintings.
Yeah, Elizabeth, thank you
so much, Sasha.
Thank you. Say hi, everyone, in your gallery.